believe that the sheriff is now coming out, and we'll continue. He was supposed to be prompt, and now we're going to go to a news conference with the sheriff, Jim Alderman of Laramie County.
Stand behind it. I want any of our sheriff's office employees that are out here, if you please, assemble with us. That means you, Sergeant.
What's your reaction in general now that this investigation has come full swing? Have you ever had something like this before?
On the bizarre meter, this rate's a 10. yeah. It wasn't until the Larry King show where the family was interviewed by Wolf Blitzer that we had the first aha moment, if you would. And you all know what I'm talking about. When he was asked, why didn't you come down? And he said, I believe Mia said, we did it for the show. Again, though, after the fact, we have since learned, as many of you have, that these people are actors. Not only have they appeared in several reality television shows and on YouTubes, we have since determined that, in fact, they met together. The way that they met and established their relationship was in acting school in Hollywood. So needless to say, they put on a very good show for us, and we bought it. Again, I don't fault any of our staff for that. Everything appeared very credible. But we believe that at some point we will be presenting a case filing to the district attorney recommending the following charges. Conspiracy, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, which is a Class 4 felony, false reporting to authorities, which is a Class 3 misdemeanor, and attempting to influence a public servant, which is a Class 4 felony. Sergeant, the one obvious one that jumps out that's missing is endangering public transportation, given that this thing took flight, endangered the airspace. We all know what happened at DIA and planes having to be diverted. Unfortunately, even though the nomenclature endangering public transportation sounds right on, if you look at the actual elements of the offense, we do not have enough to prove the elements of that particular offense. So we will be meeting next week, or having dialogue certainly, with the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the FAA to determine if there are federal charges that may be appropriate in this circumstance. Most of you are not from Larimer County. You don't know this agency. I think our local media that knows us knows how we react to a situation like this. When we have something of this magnitude, we pull out all the stops. We don't care if it's we have solved 110% of the murders in this county since I've taken office, because we throw everything we have at it when something like this happens. But, Under Sheriff Hudson.
Good morning. My name is Ernie Hudson. I'm the Larimer County Undersheriff and also the Investigations Division Commander. And I just wanted to point out a couple of things. I know that this case.
Spell your name, sir?
My name is E-R-N, Hudson, H-U-D-S-O-N.
Ernie, E-R-N-I-E?
And everyone calls me Ernie. Yes, E-R-N-I-E, be fine.
Authorities are investigating this yet at this time.
What are the maximum sentences for the charges that you outlined?
Sergeant?
The most significant charge they're looking at right now in Colorado is a Class 4 felony. The prison range on that is 2 to 6 years, and it has a penalty of $2,000 to $500,000. And that would be, there are several of these charges that are a Class 4 felony, but that's the most significant charge they have. Look, I should say they don't have it, we're looking at this point.
And that's for the
That's for each count, though, right?
Yeah, per count. But Class 4 felony would be the highest count that we're looking at right now.
And which of those 4 charges were a Class 4 felony?
Contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I'm sorry. Attempting to influence a public official is a Class 4. And when you guys get done, I'd be happy to go over with the charges with you.
Sir, will you say your name and title, and also, are these charges and penalties possibly to be combined, that it could be much more than 6 years and much more than $500,000?
My name's Ian Stewart. It's I-A-N-S-T-E-W-A-R-T. And they can be combined, or they can be done consecutively or concurrently, but honestly, that doesn't have anything to do with us at the Sheriff's Office. That's a decision for the courts.
Sheriff? This one here.
And here is a small piece of my insanity. As you can tell, I'm a little bit on the nut side. That is me in the hat. It's called the Mexican Hat Dance. You can see it as my headliner video at Harv and Harv. It's exciting, let me tell you. And now let's go back to the Balloon Boy hoax story there. I believe those people are in for a long trip. It could involve a bus and a striped suit. You never know.